Hi guys, welcome back to Koinonia. My name is Jonathan and this is
Andres?
and today we're talking about whether or not the world is getting worse. A recent poll has been released that has created some conversation among Christians because the poll was asking people about certain practices that traditionally in America have been unacceptable. And what made this particular poll so alarming was that there were many items on that list of practices that were reaching all-time highs.
Well, just to list a few, you have divorce, which is something that's high, pornography, polygamy, birth control,
Right. You know,
all
so
these different things.
yeah, so traditionally these things and other things were considered, unacceptable, right? These are not things that we would even consider as as acceptable practices, but they're reaching all-time highs. And so Christians are taking a look at this and they're like, the world is worse. The world is getting bad.
But is it really worse?
Is it? Yeah. Well, that's a good question, right? Is it really worse, or are people just more willing to verbalize
To verbalize
their
it.
acceptance of these things, right? Because in
Yes.
the end, you have to take self-reporting into account, right?
Yeah.
Now they're now more willing. In other words, they're not embarrassed to say, "Yeah, I'm accepting of these things," as opposed to some other
I
things.
mean, now we have Facebook, social media that's going all over the world. So your opinion can be heard. And the more people see your opinion, I guess the more that they feel comfortable that they can share their own opinion,
That's true. So
right?
so it's as a whole, society is growing more acceptable of these things, and because so many more people are open about accepting these things, it's a safer place for me to say, yeah, I'm okay with some of these things. But it goes even beyond practices because I mean, you just have to turn on the news and you see so much bad going on in the world: mass shootings, earthquakes, hurricanes. You see the hungry, starving kids in third world countries, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to take a look around and say, this world is not the dream that that we try to make it. Um,
So, I mean, there are some responses that Christians have taken in the past and some that we have seen.
yeah,
The first response that we discussed was Christians can tend to react as they react in panic, very alarmed.
yeah,
And so it's like this mentality that it's a sinking ship, and
yeah.
or
Mayday,
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 we're going
SOS.
SOS.
We're going down,
We're going
Captain.
down. Yeah,
Right?
exactly. So this kind of fear leads us to do an action.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one response that Christians have when they feel like the world is just going down fast, and that's panic.
That's panic,
And
which we know is not healthy. I mean, I don't know about you,
no,
but panic, you never
yeah,
see this is the time to panic when you're
yeah.
in
Well,
any boat or any plane.
and I think there's evidence in the Bible that Jesus wants to take fear and anxiety away from us, and
Yes.
panic comes from fear and anxiety. And as Christians, I don't think we should panic. And I don't think we should be like, "Oh my goodness, what is wrong? We need to do something. We need to do it fast."
And I love that, Jonathan, because that's what should distinguish us from the world or from the rest of the human race. Well, not the human race. We're all human race.
No, but I know what you're
You know
trying
what
to
I
say
mean?
from
We're
from
from
Christians versus
versus
non-Christians.
non-Christian, that we actually have peace
Yeah,
when we see these results. Hey, it's
absolutely.
okay. God is in control.
Amen.
Still,
He is.
But there's another response,
Right.
right, that we can take, which is
Indifference.
indifference. I don't care. Like, oh well,
And again, that's taking peace and serenity to the totally opposite extreme,
yeah,
which is, well, I know who I believe in. and I know Jesus is coming again.
Yeah.
And I don't care what's happening in the world around me. I
Yeah.
don't care that it's going down and that it's going down fast
Yeah.
because I'm focusing on Jesus and I know he's going to come. As a
Well,
matter of fact, the Bible says that the world is supposed to
Yeah.
get worse before Jesus comes.
Well,
So I'm getting excited.
Yeah, exactly. People get excited for this, right? And it's like someone coming into an airplane already with their what is it? The parachute bag, right? And they're already prepared. Everyone else doesn't have it, and they're just waiting for the time. And when the plane starts going down, right?
Yeah.
They're just like, "Well, see you guys later." It's kind of that mentality. I don't care.
Right.
It's it's you guys.
Right. Right. And so they do nothing.
They do nothing except
They're ready.
they're ready.
And they're just focusing on the moment when Jesus comes, right?
Yeah.
And everybody else, well, who cares? And I think that's the wrong extreme as well. I think both panic and complete and utter indifference are wrong ways to approach the feelings that we feel when we think that the world is getting worse and that the world is devolving fast.
So the question is, what should we do? What
Yeah.
should be our response
It's a
as
good question.
Christians? I don't know.
It has to be a middle ground,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes.
It can't be panic because God doesn't want us to panic. He wants us to have freedom from fear and anxiety about the things around us. But it can't be indifference either. And so I think the middle ground has a healthy recognition that the world is not fine and dandy. There are some real and legitimate dangers in there, and I'm aware of those things. And I may even want to change those things, right? And do what I can to fix things where I can fix them, and to support causes that help all these different things. But at the same time, I'm aware that what I can do as an individual, and even what churches can do collectively, although they can do a lot, they can't do it all. They can't solve it all. And so we do have to rely on the fact of one day Jesus is going to come and set it all right. So maybe that's kind of that third way.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think panic is totally acceptable? Do you think indifference is totally acceptable? Do you find that there is a middle way, but maybe different from what I just said? This is what we think. We want to know what you think. So comment down below. We would love to see what you have to say. And if you like what you've been seeing here on Koinonia, we hope that you click the subscribe button and share with your friends because they may want to be on the conversation. Until next time.